which I was happy about.
Welcome to the most unequivocally best review podcast in the world.
You and your intros, man.
Without a doubt, the best review podcast. I don't want to say the best podcast because we know what's the best podcast. It's We're Alive. That is the best podcast.
Okay, I see what you did there.
We're so ready to do this podcast. My name is AJ.
Ace.
Wakka.
Welcome. Again, thank you so much for being here. We are doing the new episode of We're Alive Descendants. I'm going to say this. I say it all the time. If you're listening to the recent episode of... You haven't listened to the recent episode of We're Alive Descendants, go back and listen to that. This podcast is filled with spoilers. What episode are we doing, Wakka?
Chapter 8, Part 1, Game Over.
Part 1 of 3. Game over.
Okay,
fine. That was almost perfect.
Okay,
It was
almost there.
Couldn't you let me...
Two words.
Yeah, it was almost perfect.
Fine. I was just enjoying the... Okay, fine. Okay.
2 words, 7 letters, 2 spaces. I mean, come on.
right. Okay.
Yes.
So what do we think? What do we think in this episode?
A lot of build up. It is a lot of build up.
Yeah. Build up? Well, there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like it seems like it is insinuating a lot of behind the scenes, like a lot of change is coming, a lot of books have this the classic, like, all right, here's the introduction to the story. You're hitting a high part, you're gonna hit like a really big downfall. Well, I feel like we didn't really hit much of a high part. We're just about to hit like a really big downfall and a really big twisted moment.
Yeah.
Over the next, it might be this it might be this chapter, it might be the following chapter, but I think it's gonna be soon.
Yeah, and it's also like 1 of 3, so
yeah,
it's kind of expected to that the first episode of that 3 won't be like a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just excited that it's 1 of 3. That means we're gonna have 3 weeks of We're Alive and no break. I'm guessing, right? That's gonna be the case.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Right. And I said this in our in the Reddit forum. I said as long as Casey Wayland is publishing and dropping episodes, we're gonna have content to make.
Yep. Unlimited content.
All right, so we'll start off with a stinking funeral.
Yeah. Well, before I get to the funeral,
Always hope.
It was the funeral because
No.
Oh,
Well,
wait,
he wants to say something before.
Yeah.
It started with the British news person.
Yeah.
That it reminded me of Pippin for some reason because he's the only British guy in Story of Survival. It's like, oh yeah, we gotta throw that in there.
Right. So it gave me the news feels like, it's like one of those breakout intro movies.
It's like the BBC. Like when you imagine BBC, that's like not the inappropriate BBC.
Oh my gosh,
but
I was just hoping you'd ignore it.
Like the news channel.
Okay. So it reminded me of like some intro movies of like breakout or infected type of movies where the news break out and then the music is crazy, wacky, trying to emphasize how things are going down.
How dire, how intense.
I was like, okay,
how hope is
cool.
lost.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Shut up.
Wait. I'm not even. Shut up. You shut up.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I didn't do it. He did it.
Yeah,
No,
it was you.
You did it.
And it wasn't even intentional. I'm saying words.
I said shut up because I'm
Bruh.
like, dang it, I didn't think of that.
I seriously think it's your fault. Yeah. This episode is your fault.
No, this episode though, it gave us from the beginning because of the British news reporter, right? And then what we heard from the Michael's replacement. I forgot what's his name.
Commander Sergeant Major Hoggs. I thought it was Hobbs, but I had to look it up on the website. Yeah. It's Hoggs, Hoggs.
Oh, it is G. Okay.
Hoggs.
Yeah, because of that, we now know that there's a connection internationally, we're not just in United States.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of all the tradings and all that information that we got from him. But yeah, and then right after that is this stinking funeral.
Well,
that happened after the funeral.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do want to say one thing right before we go into the funeral, because with the that little news section talking about how there's about to be a new election being held.
Oh,
that's kind of what I was talking about. How it's like set up where we're about to have a big downfall. I think Chinwei's gonna lose. I think it's going to end up turning the entire area into something like the old colony, and where it could be like a plug-in from the Republic. It could be something like that. Like I think that it's gonna be something major is gonna happen, and basically all of our MCs are gonna be completely out because of whatever is about to go down.
Yeah, well, there was like a little foresight because of when I know I'm jumping ahead again. When they go into the car and they're having the conversation, he throws a hint there. Not many believes you're gonna make it.
Yeah. And so I think there's a lot of foreshadowing between those two conversations, and sandwiched in the middle, I'll finally let us move into it. The funeral.
Yeah. Well, it gives you like a whole idea that, or Casey's giving us the hint that there's that inside job in this, and you know everything is pre-planned, and it's kicking out Chinwei or CJ. And
something's been in the works for years and years, and. Yeah. I'll touch more on that when we get into the car.
We're like the QAnon of We're Alive.
QAnon.
There's an underground Illuminati version of We're Alive Descendants happening right now.
You know this scene though. This scene though
just stuck around.
It reminded me of We're Alive Maine in the story of survival. So because after the news report, it goes into the trumpet.
Yeah,
it reminded me of Angel. It was Angel playing the trumpet, right?
Yes, it was, because he was the only, he used to do it in the military a little bit, and so like because it started out like super sloppy. He's like, oh, one sec.
Yeah.
And this one perfected it. I'm like in a
like they actually like you can tell they were practiced in it a little bit more.
And they did, and then they went into Hope, and I said,
dude, hold on, CJ's been the president for 11 years.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Well, see, the thing that makes that crazy means that has been Westport for 11 years.
11
I would say 12 years.
Yeah.
It's been Westport. So that means for like 6 years, it was still the colony.
Wow.
Yeah.
But she was still the lead of it all.
Yeah, she was leading it, but then it's like, okay, we're going to make this like an official like electoral process again.
So she has what... I don't think she's gonna lose.
I think she's gonna lose.
I think so too.
It might lead up to it because this thing happened, break everything. Where one of Cole's minions / Judd breaking in.
I think that's gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back with it. I think that's gonna be because she has people looking into it. People are gonna blame her for when something goes wrong.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But so we have the funeral. The funeral's like sad.
And it's a full circle. So first it was Samantha, then it was Datu, and now it's Hope. It's a full circle. Now all
but
three...
you want to know? We want to know something interesting about that full circle, right? Samantha died in the arena. Datu died in the arena where Samantha died,
and then Hope
died in Mata Hospital.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Let's go! In Mata Hospital. That's the name of the hospital. Completely full circle.
Well, and it was from an infection from the arena. The arena, yeah.
I know.
Yo.
It's completely
like that. That's where my mind went with
it.
Is because the infection came from Cole, which came from under the arena.
Yeah.
And so
many lines and dots connected.
And then the Mata Hospital. That was like, oh my boy, he's still making a difference. Let's go.
Making a difference or making things sadder.
Okay, so they were talking about we'll see Pegs and CJ having this emotional conversation about what's going on, and it was kind of like, dude, it was so depressing, especially when Peg said that, man, this might happen to me again because of what's going on to Michael.
She was making like the Michael thing become more real, and with him getting replaced, making it more real, and it's like just left and right. The episode was kind of just kicking you while you're down.
Oh, dude, it was.
Although the scene was depressing, I have to give props. I noted here, I have to give props to Casey and the team, the cast and the crew. Even though it's just a dialogue of those two, you can still sense that they were at a graveyard, at a scene, and they still set the aura. I mean, like you guys were saying, depressed. It wasn't a boring talk. They just had a serious moment. And
but it's also not like I'm gonna go to depressing part again because you tried to uplift us. The depressing part.
I'm just saying.
I know. I'm going back to the depression now. Okay. Yeah, you said that they give him props and things like that, but man, Hope has done a lot of major things in. I almost said colony in Westport, but in her funeral, there's only few people came. Because you heard it with the clapping.
Yeah, it was very. A lot of people. It was very small.
It was very small.
And the thing that makes that all the more sad is that everybody is gone.
Yeah. Like the Group B is not there.
They're gonna come back to that. Nick's gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be really hard, especially for Nick, especially for all of our Story Survival crew. Like that's gonna be so hard for everybody. Like I don't know how they're gonna handle a lot of it.
Right.
So they had their conversation, and in the conversation, basically, the dumbed down version of it is 2 points. There were two major points. One was Pegs felt bad saying this, and so did CJ. They felt bad kind of admitting that one of the worst parts about her dying in this moment is the fact that she
will never find out.
She might have had that one piece to the puzzle that is now gone forever.
Yep.
Right.
And so they're like, we feel bad saying this, but it's like, this is true. And it would be all the better if we at least knew where they were. Like something like that, which is something she could have known. I don't think she knew that specifically.
Right.
But we don't know what she knew.
Yeah.
I feel like somehow, some way, sometime that's going to come out. Because Casey has a way of pulling out of those she might have a journal that's hidden away still or something like that, and it comes to light somewhere down the line, and it's like oh my gosh, like this is the missing piece that we've been missing this whole time.
Or it might be like
a
the
hindsight.
information is about still like Dean and Ruth and all that
about the families.
About the family, and that's what's gonna be the information.
Speaking of Dean and Ruth, we just learned that Ruth is also visiting Michael.
So okay, let's stay with that real quick. We talked about in the last episode, last podcast that we had, Casey Wayland / CJ confirmed that there's no video records of all these.
That's poor video record.
Yeah, that
in these areas.
That is that's something to think about and to consider, because they mentioned it multiple times now that it's only just the sign-in records.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I thought they said that they could see, they had videos of like the entrance.
Nope.
But it's but they have poor video feed in the actual medical ward.
No, they only have the sign-in records.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, then I misunderstood part of that.
Yeah.
But
I thought I heard that too.
Yeah.
But okay.
I'll have to listen back just in case. But the second major thing that
CJ's gonna Casey's gonna correct us anyways.
He's gonna be like, "You're wrong," or
I know.
he's either gonna say you're wrong or we're wrong. I mean, one of the two.
I know, exactly.
He has a tendency to do that.
But all names that they use, Ruth.
It could be somebody else in the family, the person that attacked Michael. Because if it's somebody else that's directed with the family, they would probably know Ruth at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So okay.
But so that was like the first major point was they were sad about the timing of it all.
Yeah.
Obviously more than just sad about the timing, but that was the big thing. The second point was Pegs had decided she was gonna go back with them.
Yep.
She decided that she trusted them enough not to hurt her, but doesn't trust them enough to leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's like, I have to be around them, but they're not gonna kill me. They're not gonna take me out of the picture because they would have already.
Yeah.
They've had too many chances to do that.
That's true.
Yeah. And she's also gonna search, like Pegs is gonna search their house.
Gonna search the house.
Yep.
Yes.
They don't have any other information to get. So what are we gonna do next? Maybe there's some information in their house.
No,
I would be kind of surprised by that. honestly. Like, I think they might. I feel like it's almost more likely they're gonna just straight up tell her.
Yeah, I think so.
About themselves before she just like finds some major piece of evidence. She might find like a breadcrumb.
Yeah.
How I picture it is because Pegs is so. I'm still thinking Pegs is what's the word I'm looking for? Clumsy.
Yeah.
That she's gonna get caught in doing something in the whole investigation, and then they're gonna ask.
It's
her
gonna
and tell
come
her.
out.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
You know
I
what I
definitely
would
see something like that.
You know what I would have done? Like, knowing me as a person, especially if my kid and my partner is in this dire situation and all my friends are out and things like that. And cuz she mentioned CJ said, "You sure you don't want security?" And she said, "Well, I don't want to take them and things like that." Knowing me, I probably would have straight up asked them, "Hey, are you guys part of the family? I have this information about you guys."
You'd be like, "I need to know."
Yeah, I need the information. You guys gotta confirm it. Whether they lie or tell the truth, that's probably what I would have done. You know,
Yeah,
like, I'm
right.
sick and tired of this. Hope just died. Like, just tell me what happened.
It's like, yeah, I'm too drained for this crap, man. Just,
Right?
Is it you? No, okay, I'm just gonna go with it.
I know. I'm watching you guys. You know, like that stuff.
Be straightforward.
Now,
Okay.
now we'll go to probably one of the most important parts of the whole episode.
Oh yeah.
The car ride with the Commander Sergeant
Major. Hog.
Oh,
Do you need more names?
it's like the old where they would like make fun of olden names and like it'd be like a 9-word, like a 9-figured name.
Yeah. Son of something, you know.
Timothy, son of Benjamin Archibald,
Removed.
the 14th, removed several times.
Oh my gosh. Right.
Junior.
Junior.
Like, come on.
The third.
Okay, so yeah, that this is a really important information.
Yeah.
I love how snarky and so
Right?
smart this guy. So
Yeah,
I
that's what I
see you
put
guys
down.
are riding the car while there's a oil shortage
For
going
real.
on.
Yeah, he puts in so many pieces of information saying that makes me think he's not on her side.
Yeah.
He seems like the kind of guy that is 100% on the Westport team. So he's like, if you're doing things wrong, I want you out. But if you keep doing things for the benefit of Westport, I am on your side.
Yeah.
But he's like, if I think somebody will do 1 ounce better than you, I am on their side.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he really doesn't seem
Yeah.
like he's afraid to show that.
Right,
Because he
right.
does a lot of underhanded phrases where it's not,
Yep.
he's not bashing her, but he's definitely saying her time is numbered as she is. He's saying that somebody else could do better, not with exact words. He's saying that he is going to take over and do better than Michael, not in those exact
Yep.
words, but he's giving those tones, saying that he's not going to have any prejudice of any kind, not going to have
Yeah.
any allegiances, and
Yeah.
he also sounds like he understands why allies are not joining, knowing that they're just waiting to see the winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he seems like he's almost in the same game. Now, he could be, like, I think one of two things. One, he's going to be a traitor. Or two, he is just the, like, utmost loyal to where he serves.
Right,
And
right.
he's like, I don't care about my leadership. I care about if they're going to do the right thing.
Yeah, yeah. It gave me a whole Marcus gatekeeper kind of relationship.
Yes.
Not in the extreme gatekeeper where a gatekeeper kills
Like,
someone,
wants to kill him,
You know,
yes.
but in the extreme of I'm pro colony and I want to serve colony. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you are leader, but I don't think you are sufficient enough to be a leader of the colony. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's very much
Yep,
of like
pretty
where
much.
Gatekeeper was right after he took out Marcus.
Yeah.
From everything we heard, like he actually was not a bad
Yep,
leader.
that's what-
he was
yeah,
a
that's
good
what they
leader
said.
because he cared strictly for the people
Yep.
and thought Marcus was just not doing it as well as he should or
Yeah.
could.
And have
And so-
favoritism and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, and so he kind of that's a very good point. Like that, I like that.
Yeah.
It's very much seems like it's like you know, if you're not the best, get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But along with what he's saying, it almost sounds like he's in whoever that other person's corner is.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah,
can't-
because you notice too in the whole Gatekeeper Marcus relationship, Gatekeeper was so mad at Marcus because Marcus has favorite. He likes Michael because they're same
Sean and
military.
Michael, yeah.
and then also prejudiced because you guys are worked in the military, so you're favored. And,
Yes.
and that thing with the commander, general, sergeant person guy is like, yeah, we're not gonna play that game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's very much distancing himself from anyone trying to be like, oh, you're just taking Michael's spot.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I like how he did that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not Michael. We're finishing Michael's orders, and then I'm doing this kind of the way that I think it needs to happen.
Right.
I am this role.
Yeah.
Not Michael. I'm not Michael's role. I am this role.
Yeah, you can hate him. Like, I understand why people would hate him, because he's replacing Michael and he's anti-CJ kind of way. But if you think about it though, he ain't wrong.
No,
you know what I mean?
Actually, as of this point, I really liked his character. I really liked how he questioned CJ, because he wasn't disrespecting her. Mm-hmm. He was asking a lot of the hard questions and a lot of the, do you know this? Like, is this how it is? Have you tried to do this? Like, and some of it, it's like, no, duh. Like, of course she has, but it's like, have you?
Right.
It's like, I mean, in my job, I talk to people all the time where I'm like, I have to like verify if people have their freaking internet plugged in. And it's like, well, no, duh, you're going to check that before you call me. But did you? Because sometimes people won't think of it. Sometimes people won't look at it in that urgency.
Right.
And like, obviously we know CJ is going to be like, she's going to look for every way out. Mm-hmm. And the Republic's just basically saying, you're going to give us everything you have if you want a way out.
Yeah.
I did want to elaborate that, the survivors throughout, right now where they are, it grew a lot. I was listening. There are a few people out there. You got the UA, you got the Republic, the people that we know. Then we have this Pacific Trade partners, and then there's pirates.
Yep.
Like, okay.
Pirates. There's the Red Zone. There's
a bunch.
Technically, the City of the Dead. Like,
oh, pirates are from there.
No. But I'm saying like there are all these different regions.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, they came a long way.
Like South America, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's all these that I just want to point out. Yeah. And okay, so
you just want to point out that he took notes.
Yeah, I did. I did this. It's cool. I didn't know there was that.
No, you trying to rub in that I didn't take notes this week?
I wasn't shaming you. I'm like complimenting you. Okay. I took notes, guys.
Well, there's that, and I also mentioned that. Is Dora from both? Because she mentioned.
The way she makes it sound, she almost makes it sound like she's from the colony.
Yeah.
And then she mentioned something similar to being part of Republic or something.
Well, she said she has seen how they operate. Okay. So I don't think she's from the Republic. I think she's from colony, and she like from seeing the Republic, she's like, that's what I was in.
Yeah, and we're not talking about like colony after CJ. I think she was OG
pre-Michael.
Colony. Yeah.
Pre-Michael.
Yeah.
Man. She's old school,
so,
really old school.
Because she knew about what happened with Marcus and Gatekeeper and all that. Like she knew all that thing, and even with the Mauler.
Yeah, and it's like some of that. Like a lot of people might know bits and pieces. She might be a little more well informed than most because of her position. But yeah, she did know. She seemed like some of the words came off as like a personal note, not a informational note.
Yeah, because the way she was explaining, like you should have known, and during this time and that time, like she was reliving her life.
Like she like it sounded like she might have been one of like the gardeners or one of like the workers,
right
for like Amy.
Yeah.
At first, I thought Dora was just some side character, but she's like, oh, she came from way back.
I didn't think that. I thought she was gonna be like old Republic or old UA or something like that. Like I thought she was gonna be from somewhere else because she was just some random character. But I thought she was gonna be something more major.
Dora just gave me. I gave a little bit more respect to Dora. That's all I gotta say. She's cool.
She might be an explorer. You don't know. Okay.
Probably.
I do want to also take a note with what you're saying about everything growing and stuff like that. 350,000.
Yes.
Wow.
That was massive. Yes. I did not imagine it being that big. Yeah. Like I imagine a few tens of thousands. Not 350.
Yeah.
Literally like over 7 times what I expected.
There's still humans out there. Okay.
A lot.
That's a lot.
And a lot of them a lot of them are pacifist.
Yeah, and you think about it, bro. It's 18 years. You know what I mean? And a lot of those are already grown people that already have kids. Like you could say that the group before we're alive, before the infection, before the break, already have kids, so they're probably like grandparents now. If you think about it, you know, they could be.
That's the thing that makes it like weird to think about, is because if you think about it, most of all of this is pre-infection.
Yeah.
Most people that live there are going to be pre.
Yeah.
And there's going to be like a weird age gap, average age gap, where you're not going to see a lot of like 25 to 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
And that's because a lot of them, 20 to 30-year-olds, because a lot of them would have been too young to defend themselves at the start of it all.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really weird to think about, like, you have a lot of kids, probably. You have a lot of teenagers.
Yeah.
You have a lot of full-blown adults.
You're talking about like the Hope age. You know what I mean? Because Hope was really young.
Yeah,
you know
there's not going to be a lot of people that were around her age. I would expect.
Hope might be the last person in their age generation, and she died.
I was saying, not anymore.
That's true.
So, with the conversation, is there any more like major points that are really being missed?
Oh, so the whole conversation between CJ and the Commander General Sergeant dude, what, like, it made my heart drop after all of this explanation that he's doing, and when he said, and a lot of them are not sure and not making decision because they're waiting who's gonna win. I'm like,
they're waiting to play with the winners.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
there's going to be a repeat of the tower and the Maulers, but in a bigger perspective.
So
what do you mean?
You know how they had a battle at the tower?
Yeah,
like season 1.
Yeah.
The war. See,
yeah,
I don't think the Republic will attack anytime soon yet.
I don't think it's gonna be soon. I don't
think so.
I think the first season of this is gonna be more about shifting the original cast out.
Yeah,
that's what I think is gonna be more like.
We're gonna say goodbye to more people.
I don't think that they're gonna all die necessarily. I think that they're going to be taken out of positions of power.
Yeah. We should listen to our very first episode of the vodcast when we mentioned about the people that might die and might not die and things like that, and see if we're correct, you know. Because I completely forgot. I have no idea.
I would love to do that, like, toward the season finale.
I know, I know, right? You mentioned a lot of people that died. Like, I think one of them is Riley. I think you said that Riley might die. I might be wrong.
I might have. I don't think... Now, I really don't think she will, but I might have at the time, because she played such a major role before.
Is it wrong for me to think that Pegs just jinxed herself, or it's just a foresight? You know how she was talking to CJ? I know I'm going back a little bit. It's like, I have a feeling that I'm gonna...
No, she's talking about Michael.
Oh, okay.
She was talking about Michael.
Can I do a random left field devil's advocate with that?
Go ahead.
What if Pegs is gonna die and Michael's gonna wake up? Ooh, dang.
Dang.
I have like 0.1% of me actually expects that.
Right.
But I feel like that would be such a crazy left field, because then it would make a whole Michael and Nick dynamic that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, as much as people don't like Pegs, I feel like it would actually be like one of the most tragic deaths.
Right. Yeah. I just had a little discussion with this guy who said, he posted on the page or the group, and he said he's saying good things about Pegs, and then the comment after that's like, really? Out of all the characters in real life, you like Pegs? And I said that, like, right after that, I said, yeah, maybe in the story of Survivals, but in Descendants, bro, she stepped up.
Yeah, she did.
Dude, the moment she shot a second member of the family, she's like, I'm unstoppable now.
Right.
She's like, I took down 2. That's more than all of you combined.
Before we move on to the next one, I just want to point out. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, and then I'll.
Someone in the group said, if you just think about this, Colonel Kemet bought the whatever that explosion thing that they had in Boulder, and
it was
the nukes.
The nukes,
it was a
right?
Nuke,
was made. The brand of it was made in the Republic.
Oh,
yes.
Wait, the Republic existed even that time?
No. So the brand, the company where they made it is in Texas.
It's in the Republic.
It's in Texas.
Well,
where the Republic is at.
Hogs did mention that the Republic.
They were always military.
They were always packing up, surrounded by military works.
Yep.
So
it literally could have been like a fallen military base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they just they literally formed their entire thing off like a military base or something like that. It could have been something.
Yeah.
Again, I want to know more about the lore of all the adjacent, like not countries, but civilizations.
Yeah.
But before we move on, like, let's just try and get like a quick little bulletin points, because this episode was all information. It wasn't a lot of action. It wasn't a lot of craziness at all.
Yep.
There's a lot of
like a little bit with the Lisa and
a little bit though.
Yeah.
But it really was like a lot of bulletin points from each group.
Yeah.
So in the car ride with the commander and
Hogs.
and CJ, what are like probably the biggest things to look out for from that conversation that need to be remembered?
Well, they're running out of supply again because of the trading, and
their trains are blocked off by Republic.
Yep. And they can't do any tradings with other places because of the situation they're in right now.
So left side. So with that, the left side, basically everything to the west of them, meaning the sea, is blocked off by pirates.
Yes.
Everything to the east is blocked off by the Republic.
Yep.
People don't want to send reinforcements because they want to see who's going to win.
Yep.
They don't want to back the losing side. So I think it's not resources that people are waiting on. I think it's only like the reinforcement side of things. So that we're not going to lend you our manpower and our weaponry because we don't want to, we don't want to fund the losing side and get attacked right after kind of thing.
Right.
Hogs said a little bit about, keep being the leader if you're going to do it right. Paraphrasing.
Yep.
Or he said you're going to lose it. I think those were like the major points.
Yeah. And also one profound thing when Dora said, "Man, I miss Michael."
I never miss Michael
so much.
That was crazy.
What do you trust Hogs? It's like,
I
don't like his attitude.
Dora,
honestly, I
same
don't know.
Dora. Since day one, we miss Michael. Same.
You miss him the least. You're like, die
I
already.
like him.
Just die.
I
Get him out of here.
But I still like him. It doesn't change.
I miss him, but just why won't he die?
Yeah, that doesn't change the fact that I miss him. Okay, sorry.
One thing before we shift into the other groups, we did miss a quick moment right before the car. The reporters swarming CJ.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone saying, and everyone just trying to swarm her, saying like, people need answers. Why did you?
Would this happen again? And
like, what are you doing to prevent this?
Yep.
Is there anything we need to be afraid of? Blah 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 blah. And she's just saying no comment, no comment, no comment. She lost a very person very close to her. Other people lost family members. They need answers, and so this is the first time you see pressure on CJ in a very long time. Because she's always so thought out. Like everything is accounted for, and right now she's like, I've got nothing.
Right.
But okay, so going forward, now we're at Lisa and Vera.
Lisa and Vera
waking up. Vera waking up.
Yep. And this whole thing. So we had a problem. I don't know what Casey did or what the production did with their voice. Their voice are way clearer now. Like you can tell the difference.
Right? Yeah. With both this and with Nick and Vincent.
Yeah, you can tell the difference.
Crazy,
you can
like
tell
I'm not having to focus or re-listen to moments. Like phenomenal.
Yeah,
there's such clear separation.
And
now.
that may be because Vera is mad almost the whole time, so we know which one is which because she's the mad one.
It's tones and inflections too, though. It's a lot of tones and a lot of inflections. Like I'm gonna just for the sake of this moment, when you're listening to Vincent and Nick, they are two completely different people now.
Yeah.
They're not blending. They're not like, oh, was that Vincent? No, that was Nick. But it's like, Nick sounded a lot younger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vincent sounded a little bit like older, more professional, and that cocky self.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Some
A
might
lot
say
stricter.
Some might say Nick sound more black now, but that's just some people might say.
Anyway, no. So Vera's waking up.
Yep.
Lisa said she didn't sleep very much.
No.
These
These guys scene just gives me so much Last of Us vibes. I kid you not.
I can't stand Lisa. It's just like
I've been there.
Yeah.
Since day one.
Dude,
I've been there.
like
I agree.
The whole time
agree.
I've been trying to like play her side. I've been trying so hard. Like, you know what? She's gonna have a moment. I'm like, the moment's passed, man.
It's like,
Oh my god.
wait, do you watch Chainsaw Man?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But like, oh gosh, we'll get to the part that drove me nuts.
Yeah.
This was a lot of, just like, oh, this is what we're gonna do next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go down the river, and
Because
Lisa's been very.
Is it just me though? If I feel like Lisa is intentionally sabotaging this whole plan. Like, I know that's like almost so deep and so left field, but it's like I couldn't
seems like it.
I couldn't help but think like, bro, you dropped it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, she has to be the worst guardian ever trained.
Yeah.
Because Vera's already like calling her out.
Yeah.
Didn't you train? Yeah, I did. Like, what are you doing? Like, how dumb are you? Pretty much, Like,
That's the part we'll get into in a minute, because
Yeah.
that's the second part with them, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so they wake up, they go they're just putting their stuff together, going down the
Yeah,
road.
they decide how they're gonna go down. They're gonna
She totally dropped the bag.
whoops.
yeah.
They're gonna try saving as much of the rope as they can, and
Yeah.
then where's the actual moment they pan into the other dome?
To the dome. It was after this. So it was when they were arguing, and then they were
heard
calming
the
down.
cheers.
Yeah,
Then they heard the
cheers.
cheers.
The
They heard the
cheers. I
cheers.
have a question about that, but anyway, so they come down, and this is where we introduce ourselves to the Skinwalkers, bro.
Yeah,
Bro. She says she saw a coyote. She saw a dog. These things are blending in like to a T. From voice
They
to-
sound like it. They're acting like them.
growling too. Like, ooh, that's crazy. And barking. Weren't they barking? Like they were growling.
I know
like that.
growling.
I didn't hear a
may have been
bark,
one,
but they might have.
But
yeah.
before that whole scene happened, it was like a whole scary movie moment where she's like, I heard something. She's like pointing her gun, and
Almost shot
and
Vera.
the music was getting tense, right?
Yeah.
And then you know how that the music stops the moment and says, "Hey, whoa, relax."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought, oh,
Yeah.
everything's gonna be just chill out.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And then it's like, I heard something. And then it's like,
dead people.
and then the
Yeah.
and the music comes right back. And like,
Yeah.
oh man, that was a
Yeah,
good quick
dude,
shift.
that was yes, I agree. That was so crazy because you think that when Vera showed up, I was like, okay, she made a mistake.
Exactly.
There's nothing in there, and then like, no, there's something in there.
No. There's still something there.
Oh,
I know.
we're going back into it. Okay.
I liked that. I liked that.
I do too.
But yeah, those skinwalkers, bruh.
Dude, yeah. The Heartland Dome is literally the most terrifying. Between Skinwalkers and Buffalo Bill's tribe.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yo, man.
Okay, so
Yep. and
they take down a couple of them,
Yep. Drops
asking if those are scouts.
yeah. Vera, I think Vera was the one who thought about it. Yep.
Yep. Then it was right after that they hear they decide to go south. Then they start hearing the
cheers.
Crowd, yep.
cheers.
Yep. And
So
they knew just like, oh, that's probably Nick and Vincent.
Yep.
yeah.
exactly.
So, but in this moment is when she drops the
Gun.
gun.
Yep. Yep.
And
Dude,
then
she plays such a heavy victim card here. I'm like, I can no longer be in your corner.
Oh,
Like, dude, like,
because it feels like too that she wasn't trained at all.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
no
That's
training.
those
Like
She just
zero
showed up.
training.
yeah, she just showed up because she's acting so much like Pegs day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Pegs is like, I can't do anything yet. And she couldn't do anything until they were out of combat when she fished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was so helpless, even now, until that. And she's like, not everyone can be Vera, blah blah blah, not everyone can be good. It's like dude, that's because she's trying. She's putting in the effort. Like she wasn't born different. She's just deciding to work harder, deciding to be like, okay, we don't have time to be afraid of this moment. We gotta go. We gotta do it, or we're going to die. Yeah. Like, and she is taking personal responsibility for Lisa because it's her partner, and also just rank. It's gonna be hard not to close that out for Vera. Vera is still officer.
Yeah.
And also jeans. She's part of the family. You know,
she got a one up there.
She values her puzzle pieces, her chess pieces.
Yeah, and I mean, even Bohr said
even
that.
Just a pawn.
You know, even Bohr said, no wonder why she's this and that. She's part of the family. You know?
Yeah, but she wasn't raised in that, so she can't like. If Lisa, I know people are like starting to say like, what if Lisa is a member of the family? I hope not. Just because of this episode right here, how she's been so weak, so annoying.
I think she's just a bad spy of the Republic to me, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, I can also.
I think it's like her dad might be, and then she's just kind of there.
You can also go with the idea that she's intentionally sabotaging this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that would be possible, but it's literally just like the gaslighting that's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
The whole victim card and the whole like we can't all be as good as you, and it's like she's not doing anything exceptional.
Yeah.
She's doing the same thing that Alex and Nick were both doing.
Yeah.
And Vincent and Dot.
Yeah.
She's doing the exact same thing as every other person in there that's not Lisa. Doing the same thing that all the original crew did in the story of survival.
Yeah.
Most of them never trained.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Riley, complete beast because she said, I had to be. Kelly became a beast because she had to be.
Yeah.
Lisa said, I went through all this training and I don't want to do any of it.
Yeah, there you go, Lisa. You got him fired up.
I've been on her side since the beginning, and it's driving me nuts, man.
Someone, I tagged you guys on that when the chick said, hey, have you guys thought about maybe Lisa is a traitor? Because, you know, her dad works in railroads and the whole Republic thing. I'm like, and then I tagged you guys, yes, I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. But any time of combat, dude, she just breaks.
Dude,
and she's horrible.
And that might just be, Casey might just be playing, us in his hands. Like,
very well could be.
Yeah. And then it turned
just
out it's like.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah.
End this one.
Like, she can be the next Pegs.
Don't kill her. Just flip the script on her at least.
Like she could be the next Pegs where she's just annoying at all, and then here she comes. It
has her one moment of fame.
Right. And then do we pan out back to pan to Nick and Vincent?
Nick and Vincent. So they hear the cheering, and then it goes to Nick and Vincent. Shortly before where they're waking up.
Yep.
And apparently Nick snores.
Yeah.
Sorry, he breathes loudly.
Let me point this out. I told myself, I reflected, you know what? I just realized he's snoring, and it's very subtle, but for me, if it was me, I would have been a number one target. I would have been a number one target.
Dude, you wouldn't survive in We're Alive.
No, if I would let the whole
world
find
know. Hotel quick.
Right. You gotta stay in the cave, bro.
Gotta find a tower.
I gotta find a tower. All right. So what's the situation happened between the two of them?
Yeah. So they're waking up. He's snoring, but I think that Vincent, before he woke him up, he was like, "Man, you are some obnoxious, loud." Black dude.
Vincent finally got to show some more of his brains here, and I really liked it.
Yes.
I actually liked everything about this segment because first off, Nick says, "I'm so glad that we have these furs."
Yeah.
They're super helpful. I can't believe that they were left here, and he's like, "What if they were a plant? Give them to me."
Yeah.
And then he lays them out. Immediately realizes it's a map showing a direction to the exit.
Yeah,
right.
What he believes is the exit.
Yeah.
I was tripping. I was like, how did he figure that out? That it's something.
I mean,
he might have been looking at him all through the night, just his own.
Yeah, I think it was also Vincent who said that this might be plant, right?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, he's the one who said that.
Because and then when he said that, I had to pause the podcast. Like, that makes so much sense. Like, why would that be fresh on there and while everything is freezing up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it makes so much sense.
Yep.
Okay.
And so that was really cool. So now
that makes sense.
they burned one of the furs, but they don't think that one had anything key on it.
Yep.
And one spot looks like it had an X, but it looks like part of the X was cut off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vincent is pretty confident that he knows what direction it's telling them to go.
Yep.
He reads it out. He's like, "This is where we came from. This is where we got to go," kind of thing. And then they hear the cheering.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's like, they must have liked that. Wow, they really can hear us.
Yeah.
Is what Nick replies with. I don't think the cheer was for them.
I don't think so
I
either.
don't think the cheer was for Lisa and
I don't think so
Vera.
either.
I think the cheer was for one of the other 2 arenas. Because Nick, I didn't think this until my second listen, but Nick does mention there are 5 arenas.
Yeah.
We only know what's happening in 3.
Yeah, I'm like counting. Wait, how many
There
groups went
could
up?
be 2 more that are already in there. Or got released after. Like, they could have been released this morning.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's
that
like-
makes sense.
Like, what if, a couple members of Group C got thrown in here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, 'cause
man.
I don't think so, but...
I might. I don't know. Big part of me agrees, right? Big part of me really agrees. Like, yeah, that makes so much sense because there's the 5 arenas and things like that. But another part of me is like, few episodes before that, when what's his name, Walrus was doing a recap, he never mentioned those other 2. But then again, you're gonna say that maybe he just didn't want to mention it. But it's like there's no hint of those other things besides having the 5 arenas.
But like I just said, they could have released people in there that morning. It could be one of the 2 new arenas or both of the arenas. People could have just been put in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Or found their way out.
Like Lisa and Vera, their thing started, actually it was more Alex and Dot. Their thing started out pretty hot.
Right.
Like out of the gate, they were fighting.
Right.
So it could have been something like that. Like they could have literally gone in and immediately been in combat.
Yeah.
There are a lot of different circumstances where it could be. I think it would be great if it was one of those circumstances.
Yeah.
Because it would be a great way to introduce a new character.
Right.
A great way to introduce a new member of the group, whether long term or short term.
Yeah. My thing too is I don't think Casey will drag this whole Prim storyline that long.
You think?
I think it's going to be at least the season.
Yeah, I think it will be at least the season or towards the end of the season. Like, I don't think it will end. The season will end by them getting out of the Prim. I think they will get out of the Prim and there's
I think
more
it might be
stories
like the
after that.
finale where they get out and they cause like chaos in Prim.
Yep. Well, they let out all the infected and Prim will
Something
fall.
like that.
Something
I
like
think
that.
I
Yeah.
think something with the finale is also going to happen with Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna drag his way all the way to the finale of the season.
What did you think about the cheer, Wakka?
I'm just with him. I don't think they're cheering for the main group. It's the group that we don't know, because I completely forgot there's not forgot. I didn't realize
think
there's
about it,
five arenas.
It literally could be just because everyone's awake and they're starting the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it could be something so
Yeah.
simple
be,
and
yeah.
pointless that it's like, yes, everybody's awake. Let us cheer because now we
Yeah.
get to watch what's happening.
It could be that, or it could be another moment of Walrus being the host telling you, hey, they must have been released, or a new crowd just came in.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, exactly. There's so many
Or
things.
it could
dead.
or it could be because of the map.
Yeah, it could be something that simple.
Yeah.
I don't think so because like
Although if
people
it's-
didn't cheer when Lisa and
Found the
Vera
clue.
found their
Yeah.
clue. So
Yeah.
I don't
That's right.
think that would
Yeah.
be their cheer.
My thing too is like, man, their microphones pickup is so crazy. Like, where are they hiding those microphones?
Yeah, that's
You know?
if it was
Yeah,
for them,
yeah,
like they would
yeah.
like have them
Yeah.
hidden in like the caves and trees and
like
crap.
I get the camera, you know what I mean? Like I get the whole camera thing where you can hide them and
Right.
wire them and wireless and things like that. But man, microphones?
Yeah, that one would be the crazy
Dang,
part.
that's crazy because I don't know. It's gonna be hard to power those things. Someone, hey, you're in duty to replace the batteries. You gotta replace the batteries. You're up. I'm like, with those guys in there? Nah, I'm good.
And so they talk a little bit. They have kind of like a deep conversation that I really enjoy. Because they talk shortly. I believe right here is where they talk shortly about the journal.
Yeah.
And about the what were they called? The ice.
I was gonna say icebreakers. They're not
ice walkers or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, something around that world of words. But but yeah. So basically saying that ice crawlers. So the females are the hunters normally. They're a little bit bigger, and with water mixed with their saliva, they'll make icicles that they'll use as armor, and rarely will throw them. Yeah. Meaning that probably in the next part we're gonna start seeing some of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they had like that, and they're like, okay, well this is pretty much what they are. It wasn't anything that we weren't really aware of, other than just the female part, and that the ice comes from their saliva.
Yeah.
It was kind of just those couple things that were like the big, like, this is new.
Oh, and they make traps.
Oh, and they make traps. That's right.
Right.
And then from here, they went into like a deep conversation with each other.
Yeah.
Where Nick accidentally says too much, where he's basically saying that he's very against the whole human versus human mentality.
Yeah.
He's like, it's never been a thing, so that's just where he's at. And Vincent kind of drags it out of him, says like, just tell me, like, who's gonna hear?
Yeah.
It's just me. Well, he says that he tells everybody, like, the furthest issue we have is other humans.
Which is kind of ironic too, because they both believe that the people cheered because they heard him about the map, right? And now it's like, who else is gonna hear?
Yeah, the way how Vincent said
well, they walked out of the cave at that point.
I know, but what I'm saying is, they also believe that there's cameras and microphones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Not the irony there.
I know. Who's gonna hear it? Them.
That right there.
All of them.
But yeah, so they get in that like deeper conversation, and he asks Vincent like what his thoughts are, and he's like, I think that, you know, both sides are bad.
Yeah.
And he also goes into Nick said he gets Nick to basically say like, well, my friends, the Guardians, we're different. Like we're not only looking out for ourselves. We're team players. We just want to protect people and help everybody.
Yeah.
And then I am so happy. This makes me enjoy Vincent's character 1,000 levels higher. Because Vincent says that everywhere says the same thing. UA, they're about protecting. They're about all of this. You know, the Republic says this. The everybody says that they're on their side. That we're trying to protect. We're trying to help.
Yes.
But nobody thinks they're wrong. And, you know, obviously someone's got to be in this situation
And
they're in.
The way he worded it is like indoctrination. It's hard for anybody who's only been at one to see what everybody else is saying. Yeah, I can't hate Vincent because Vincent is real to the point.
Yeah, he is so real, so honest, so forward. I feel like he's definitely looking out for himself.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely on his own team. But he does seem genuine. He's like, I'm not on anyone's side, and that's kind of why you can trust me. And that's why you should like me.
And speaking of trust, which make me rethink of maybe he might, I think he might betray, but or not, because he said the line, and I wrote it down, people will always look out for themselves.
Yes.
I was like, ooh.
And I think that line right there is why I don't think he'll betray.
You think so?
Yeah, because that is, if Casey's using it this way, it is a classic trope. It is a classic drama trope where a lot of characters will say that, and this is the part that makes me nervous. A lot of the time when characters say that, they do one thing where they don't look out for themselves and they die for it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
That is a major point. I mean, what was I watching? Akame Got Killed. Like, they did that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they're like, oh, always be selfish and never do anything too risky. Well, the person that said that, like, they're super cold, super callous.
Yeah.
They warm up to the group just a little bit more, and they do something risky trying to protect everybody. And then suddenly, oh no, we just lost that person.
And the comic line, this is why I just look out for myself.
Exactly. Exactly. And so it's like, it makes me nervous for Vincent, but I don't think he's going to betray the group in the slightest. I think he's going to be given an opportunity to, and he's going to choose not to.
I see. Oh, man.
And it's going to completely go against his own wishes and his own benefit.
Well, he did kind of stepped away out of his own in the very beginning, how he was looking out for the team when they went to find the map and stuff.
But he did make a good point. Like, at that point, he is still looking out for his own skin, because if they all get disqualified, maybe he gets disqualified, and disqualification means...
I see. That makes sense. But, bro, I'm calling it. I'm going to say it now. I think Vincent's going to die.
I don't want him to.
I like him a lot.
I know, but
I think he's gonna die.
I think he said the line of no return.
Yeah, he just jinxed himself. If there was
any
the
trope of no return.
Yep. If there's anything that jinxed here, he jinxed himself. It was his.
Exactly.
But then Nick goes on. You know what? I don't want to talk about this. Let's.
Oh, God forbid anyone listen.
Yep. And then after that, I think.
It's right after that it goes back.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you have anything for their conversation? I know you had to step for a second.
I was listening to you guys. You guys recapped it.
I was gonna say, it was a pretty straightforward. There wasn't a lot of undertones with it. It's because Vincent had just a straightforward conversation. He said, discuss. Mm-hmm. You don't want to discuss? Man, imagine if you did.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
We just now understand more of their character, at least at this point.
Yeah, Vincent, even though he didn't directly say it, he kind of said that he was more in the belief of people are the real villains.
Yep. And
Nick refuses to believe that because his friends are the good guys, which his friends are. Yeah. Specifically, his friends are. But the rest of them, especially the potential new leader of Westport, I don't think is.
You don't think?
I don't think he is a good guy.
Hobbs. You talking about Hobbs?
No. The person that might become the next president.
Oh.
I think whoever's going to take it over is going to ruin it all.
I'm worried. But I'm excited with coming in. But I'm worried. I really think CJ's going to lose her position.
Yep. I do too. I think it's been too strong of a position for her to hold. She hasn't been put in a state of despair and trial since she lost her leg and had to relearn to walk. Well, obviously she's well past that.
Right.
Right. Like, she's walking again because
walking faster than Dora.
Yeah. She had like a mini trial, which was Oliver leaving, but you don't experience that at all. Yeah. And she seemed like she had closure from it even. Mm-hmm. Right after that happened, she seemed like she had closure.
But you would think that all the things that she's done so far, 11 years strong, or in leadership, I'm not sure if president before or after, but in leadership, and then just because of one incident, everyone's going to forget that, we can't trust her no more. We can't trust her no more. Just because of one. CJ, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's exactly what happened to Michael.
Oh, that's true.
It's exactly what happened to Michael.
That's true. It's a repeat. It's
literally a repeat.
Oh man. Okay, so from Nick and Vincent, and then it panned out to, after Nick was pans is like, I don't want to talk this no more. Let's just shut it and
he tries to shut down the conversation. Vincent kind of gives him the snide remark of like, imagine, basically, and we go back to the girls.
To the girls, to my feel for Last of Us. I kid you not, every time these two comes together, I always feel Last of Us. But yeah, they're already, I think they're up further. It sounds like they're going up a hill or a mountain.
So they're following the river,
right?
And they kind of get over a point, and they're I think they're I don't think they're going up. I think they're going down, and like they might go over like a hill or
Oh. Really? I for some reason I felt like it was going up because she's complaining like, we're almost there. I almost see the top. She said,
that's right. Yeah, they are going up that. They are going up. That's right. They're going to. I just flipped it in my mind. They're going up to the water, not down to the water.
Yeah, because like she was, Vera was saying that it has to come down somewhere.
Yeah, and then they start. They notice they're getting followed.
Yeah, I was like, wow, it took them that long to get around to get up there, and they already caught up. But this is one of the.
They were probably going all night.
Probably.
Like being the alpha tribe, they were probably going all night.
You know, one of the funny comments that she said, she says, you would think in Heartland there would be just land.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is just a corny joke. But in my head, well, you forget the heart. There's curves in the heart. So
yeah. I like that though. When I thought Heartland, like initially, I thought of like I'm pretty sure my old roommate, she used to watch like a show called Heartland or something like that, and it was about horses, I think. Oh. And it was like very hilly and very, and like that's kind of what I thought of. But no, I like that.
Like it's the heart, you know, you missed out the curves, girl. But yeah, but you know, there goes before all that happened, you hear Lisa with her complaining again. It's like, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. She's going up the hill complaining. It's like, it's so high, my legs are hurting. And then that little bickering of her, and then Vera looks down. What is that noise? What is that noise?
Yeah.
I was like, just keep moving. Lisa, just keep moving.
Yeah, I'm too tired. Well, you gotta. I can't. My arms are gonna fall off. Then you're gonna die.
Bro, man, I was like, how far up in the mountain did you get to? I was like
they probably did climb a little bit, but
because
like
when those guys came at the foot of the mountain or hill, wherever they were, it sounded like they didn't really get far, unless they're just really big and tall and they just got some.
Well,
reach.
they're big. I mean, we already know a few of them are big. But then they're also going to climb a lot faster than
that's true.
They will, because they're all shred. Like they're monsters, dude. They're beasts.
Yeah, and so not much happened here in this scene, but it's just you hear
it really was the setup for the part 2.
But Lisa, man, you just, I think I'm ready for you to go.
Bulk up.
Lisa. And then here Vera's still calm and collected, ready to go.
Yeah, she is. She has taken everything that she's wanted to become with being CJ's daughter. Like, she's taken it to heart and she's working for it.
Yeah.
But I think that's the end. That was the end of the episode. Then
it just clipped. Well, I'll add it in because he was gonna say it. He doesn't like how it clipped him because it wasn't in a way unique, because it
kind of just faded out.
Yeah, but this is just part 1. This is just part 1.
So yeah, I liked the cliffhanger because it wasn't like super like unique and new. Mm-hmm. It was, oh no, we're being chased basically, with Buffalo Bill being at the bottom of the mountain. Yeah. But the fact that it was them is why I was like, oh shoot, this is about to be good.
low key, I'm just saying, it might not happen, it might not happen. I'm just hoping that Lisa does get grabbed at the foot. And it's like, this is finally for her to shut up.
Just end it.
Or if she does bulk up, if she does do a pig
I hope she has a moment.
Yeah.
Like,
because I know you say you've been defending her, sticking for her from the
this episode's made it hard, man.
But yeah, I think that's it. I don't got any predictions so far. I just know I'm actually looking forward to see who was the crowd cheering for. I know it wasn't for the two groups that was focused.
Yeah, I really don't think it was. So I do want to. I know, and I'm pretty sure in the next part we'll get a third perspective of possibly Bert up at watching, and that's where we might find out what that.
I forgot Bert
where the chant was. Yeah, they're in the rest of the group. -2 is in the VIP section. So, like, there's a few ways we can find out that information pretty easy. So it just has to happen.
Yeah. Well, I think yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I had. Sadly, AJ had to step away.
Yeah.
For the kiddos, but
I guarantee he would have been here, happy to say what he had to say, being the devil's advocate, if I would say, or just throw out left field ideas, or express how much he loves We're Alive, just as much as I do. But yeah, we don't have much to say. Please, we thank you for listening in, and if you haven't listened to We're Alive Descendants, wait, do you have anything before I keep going?
First off, if they haven't listened to it yet, and they've listened to this, then why
are you here?
We're the B tier between the story of survival and everything that comes after. We're the B tier to that. That's the A tier. We're the B tier.
Yep.
We're the thing that you watch after. You're like, well, there's no more of that, so let's listen to these guys talk.
You know, there's actually someone that does just listen to us. I know someone. I was like, why don't you listen to our live? But I like you guys' voices. I was like, okay, I'll take the compliment, but you gotta listen to the podcast.
Yeah. To you person, we appreciate you. But live. Feel the joy.
Man, this was fun. Although it was very short, but it was fun talking about this one.
Yeah. But thank you guys. We appreciate y'all coming by, hanging out. Casey, I look forward to hearing if we got anything right in the future episodes, or where you will correct us on countless things that we have misquoted or missed entirely. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for listening. Late.